Hey, Roger Martin here from Billings, Montana. Judge Jeanine again, did the Democrats overplay their hand? I think they did. But more importantly, she talks about how she thinks Kavanaugh's got to be appointed. And that is good news if it happens.
I made decisions as to whether or not you should go forward. But I have to tell you, if you don't know the where, when, and how, you don't mention anything for 36 years, I have to ask, was this a repressed memory? Did you go through hypnosis? Was there confabulation here? But more importantly, once she made the claim that there were other people there, and every one of the...
Now we're going to go past this. She talks about how women who are abused, they're got to look at this and say, I told my counselor, I told a friend, I told someone. Why would you not tell someone close? Crazy. And the judge says she thinks this is going to backfire. She says, I don't think there's any question. I sure hope so it backfires.
That is the final person that you go to.
Have Democrats overplayed their hand here? Is it going to backfire on them?
I don't think there's any question it's going to backfire. And I'll tell you something else. For those people who say, women are with Christine, women who were victims are looking at Christine Blasey Ford and saying, I mentioned this, I mentioned that. I didn't wait 36 years. I told a friend, my mother, a college counselor, this fear of flying, that was a fraud. This whole idea of needing two doors, that was a fraud.
The point is that these women have told other friends, counselors, other people, other professionals. Ford hasn't told anybody. And the other witnesses came forward and said there's nothing to this. So it's all been a fraud and a con job. Now Judge Jeanine Pirro says something very important, and it's been overlooked by so many people, but you're accusing people without evidence, without law, without due process. That's very dangerous.
The burden of proof is now not on the prosecutor, but it's on the accused. Presumption of innocence no longer applies. Truth beyond a reasonable doubt. None of this stuff matters to them. When you've got Soros-funded individuals going after senators like Flake, who's such a wimp that he is now, I'm going to vote for Kavanaugh. Oh no, a woman yelled at me. I can't.
But maybe people think some people think he's brave for standing.
And then let's go to the other part here where she talks about judges do lose their cool. They do speak out. They do get emotional.
Believed him. I think everything about his temperament and now the drinking. The guy's been a circuit court judge for 12 years in that fishbowl we call Washington. If this guy's a drinking problem or is a gang rapist or a sexual predator, he really pulled back in the last 12 years, hasn't he?
Well, Jeff Flake and other Republicans wanted the FBI to do this investigation, and now they've got the summaries of the 302s.
Oh, stop. You know what? Here's the thing with the 302.
And 302s are worthless. She mentions that. And here's her statement about judges. Judges do get upset. They do get emotional.
I don't think you have the temperament to be a judge. I find you
Wait a minute. Let me explain something to everyone who's watching. I've been in courtrooms for 30 years. If you think judges don't lose their cool or judges don't let you know what they're thinking, you're wrong.
Yeah.
All of you.
But when you do it at your confirmation hearing?
You know what? If you were being accused of being a gang rapist and a sexual predator and a drunk and everything negative, I think you'd be upset too.
Steve, you've been yelled at for the first time more than I have by Judge Jeanine.
It was usually...
So now they joke and they talk about their books, but the point is, you'd be upset too if you were in Judge Kavanaugh's position, being accused of everything at the book and with no evidence. Pretty disgusting. Again, it's Roger Mark from Billings, Montana. There's going to be some pushback from this. Voters need to get out, show their support for Kavanaugh and other good people, and we need to push back on the left. This is ridiculous. No due process, no law. You're guilty before you have any evidence or any due process. And that is just totally wrong. And it's scary, and it's mob-like.